everyone, I'm Maki. Today, let's take a look at two pieces of news about the Gundam series. Seed Freedom Zero and the Hollywood Gundam film. The latest information about Freedom Zero is set to be revealed on 9 October. That's all the information we have at the moment. We do know that the film will be released in cinemas. An English teaser image was also released at the same time as the Japanese information. Perhaps the release dates for both versions will be close to each other. The prospect of that makes me very happy. When will the film be released? Based on the precedent set by Freedom and Hathaway's Flash, it may be released at the end of January 2027. Let's look forward to more news. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider joining the membership for just 99 cents per month. As a thank you, you'll receive a name badge and comment stamps. Now, let's get started. Now, let's take a look at the news about the Hollywood Gundam film. Apparently, this information was first released in the English-speaking world. A translated version has also just been released in Japan. In summary, the revealed information is as follows. It will be a space movie featuring large-scale action and romance. Think Romeo and Juliet in space, but not in the Shakespearean style. The story is set in the universal century. It has not yet been revealed which era has been chosen. The LX-78 Gundam can be seen in an image released in the past. However, this was based on an earlier concept before the director changed. Those are the basic details. Many people will be curious about the fact that it is set in the universal century. Will it depict the distant future of the universal century, like G7? Or will it take place in an alternative universal century timeline, similar to G-Crax or the Thunderbolt series? Or will it be set in the same era as an existing story, like Requiem for Vengeance? These details have not yet been revealed. The phrase that caught my attention was not Shakespearean. In the Japanese translation, it was used to describe a story similar to Romeo and Juliet, but lacking Shakespearean qualities. This phrase can be interpreted in many different ways. For example, it could mean something slightly different from the typical love romances that many people are familiar with. The news article was written based on comments made by the lead actor, Noah Centio. As a professional actor, he has naturally studied theater for more extensively than the average person. So, what exactly does Shakespearean mean to a professional in the performing arts? Let's take a closer look at that together. Shakespeare was an English playwright often regarded as one of history's great figures. He was extremely skilled at reinterpreting and reconstructing existing stories into new ones. Romeo and Juliet, which Mr. Noah used as an example, was based on stories written before Shakespeare's time. Many of the stories that are now known as Shakespeare's plays were based on stories created by people other than Shakespeare. Could we also interpret Mr. Noah's comment as something he said with these characteristics of Shakespeare in mind? In other words, a non-Shakespearean Romeo and Juliet could be interpreted as Romeo and Juliet as it was before Shakespeare reinterpreted it. This is a very interesting statement in the context of the Gundam series. The story of the original series was created by Mr. Yoshiyuki Tomino. Many other Gundam series were created after that. Some are set in the universal century created by Tomino, while others are set in completely different worlds. Stories set outside the universal century are known as the alternative series. However, the alternative series also uses elements created by Tomino as its foundation. This is why Tomino's name is also listed in the staff credits of the alternative series and the original concept. G-Gundam, which brought major evolution to the Gundam series, is one example. One of the defining characteristics of G-Gundam is that it is set in a world that is completely different from the universal century. Nevertheless, it incorporates important elements from Tomino's stories, such as space and earth, and severe damage to Earth's environment. Even the element of war has been heavily transformed and incorporated in the form of a world where a global system was created to avoid war. Doesn't this situation seem extremely similar to the way Shakespeare created his works? The alternative series and Romeo and Juliet as Ryujin by Shakespeare could be considered similar types of work. Mr. Noah's comments are truly fascinating. Some fans of the Gundam series are concerned that the Hollywood film might differ significantly from previous Gundam films. Personally, I welcome the willingness to take on such a bold challenge, but I can also understand those people's concerns. Couldn't Mr. Noah's comment that it will be something like Romeo and Juliet, but not Shakespearean, provide at least a little reassurance for people with those kinds of concerns? However, please remember that what I discussed in today's episode is only my personal interpretation and includes a lot of speculation. It's also possible that he simply meant it won't be a typical Romeo and Juliet style story. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching until the end. I'll see you again in the next episode.